For the next part, I'm going to show what we have at home because we don't have a squat rack. If you do have access to a squat rack, you're going to do back squat, which is a pretty standard exercise where you step under the squat the barbell, and then you just drop straight down. You want to make sure that your knees don't just come forward. So we're really wanting to get the posterior chain, which means that you're going to hinge back first. So that's the main squatting technique. Because we don't have a bar, I'm going to use a kettlebell, and for that you can make it a goblet squat. So you hold the kettlebell like this, and then you're just going to drop straight down. This one's slightly different. You want to keep your back a little taller, so when you drop down, your spine stays nice and straight, versus with the bar, you're going to go out. Next is pull-ups. If you don't have access to a pull-up bar, you can do, if you have any kind of TheraBand from a PT, you can just pull lat pull downs. Okay. Next is box step. So I'm using a chair here. This is actually a little bit tall for my height. Ideally, it goes to about mid or the end of the 2/3 of the way up your shin bone. But you're gonna just make sure that you have your full foot on the box, and you're just driving up with this leg versus pushing off of the standing leg. So again, I'm going to engage my glutes by bringing my knee back. The knee isn't going to be way in front of the ankle. So I'm here, and I'm going to hinge at the hip. You can see how my hip has a crease here, and then drive up. And that's versus doing this and then pushing down to get up. That gets your quads, but we want to also get the hamstrings and glutes. So you'll do 10 of those. Bench dips. You can use any kind of bench that you have at home. You're going to roll your shoulder blades down and back, and then drop straight down. You want to stay nice and broad through the chest, not letting your arms curl here or get really tight in the top of your traps. Next will be lateral lunge. You can take any kind of weight that you have, and you're going to go out to the side. And then when you switch sides, go out. You can see that my hip is in line with my knee, and my knee is in line with my ankle versus being here. So you want to get all the way over. You can lift this leg. It's really single leg focus here. Lateral lunge. The other leg is along for the ride. So you're not pushing off of that. Finally, the deadlift. So this is also one where if you have a barbell or a hex bar, you'll use that. If you don't have that, you can use a kettlebell. And you're going to squeeze your armpits together and squeeze your shoulder blades back, which is your starting point. So you don't want to have the weight passive and just hanging here. So you're going to squeeze it in. And then similar to what we did in the warm-up, but now with both feet on the ground, you're going to push through the ground as you hinge your hips back. And because your hips are going back, the weight naturally is going to just fall straight down. So I'm not actually doing anything with this weight. It's just a function of my hips moving back. Again, you want to be kind of on the full foot, not just going back this way where my toes could be totally off the ground. So engaging through the big toe, keeping the back straight. If you start to go down and you're either the low back curls this way or you dump your pelvis this way, go back up. So you're only wanting to go as far down as you can keep a nice flat back. And you should feel this right at the top of the hamstrings. And then you'll go through that again. So you'll do 3 sets of 10 for all of those exercises. Have fun.